Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm sorry, I almost fell. I thought about coming the other way. Welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions and welcome to June readings. And today I'm actually doing two readings. I normally only do one. If you've been following me, I love you. Welcome back. If you are a sun, moon, ascendant / rising, or Venus in the incredible fiery Jupiter ruled adventurous, truth-seeking, philosophical, mutable sign of Sagittarius, this reading's for you. Or if you're not, maybe you want to cross-watch for a friend or a family member who's a Sagittarius. But it's one of my favorites. And I know it's not nice to say that because, you know, people think, well, why would you say that? But I have a child that's a Sagittarius, so I definitely have this extreme love and compassion for Sagittarians, and for all of the reasons and the characteristics I just mentioned, they were very much a part of who my son was and is, and my entire life I've just had associations with Sagittarians, predominantly Sagittarius people, you know. So, and I didn't plan that. I know now, I study my astrology chart. I was just my sun sign for years, and then I started realizing there's way more than that, as I want to always share with my audience that, you know, when you look up your free chart, you have 8 planets that are in different houses and different, you know, areas of your natal chart that they're hugely impactful for you in your life. So I would always encourage people to look that up. It's free and it's so much easier now. It was always so mathematical. It still is, of course. It's a science. But it was done by hand, and it was just, you know, very painstaking, yet, you know, very important to those of us that believe and understand how very much astrology and planetary energies affect us and have for since the beginning of time. And then the studies have gone back for thousands and thousands of years. But Sagittarius, I love you. I appreciate you. I have an Aries moon, so I know that has a lot to do with why I've had this attraction, and I've always had Sagittarians in my life, and they have been my most fun times in my life. No surprise. But what's really good for you, Sagittarius, is that tomorrow we're having a full supermoon, strawberry moon it's called, in your sign. And I already started to feel it, of course. I am very sensitive to the moons, and I find my sleep patterns are off. And I find myself with extra energy that's not from anything caffeinated or, you know, that type of energy. It's just this pure alertness that happens, you know. So sleep is not on the docket usually during those times, which is fine. There's inspiration though. There's other things to appreciate about that. And then to be able to look and see it, it's just one of the phenomena, you know. The universe is huge. We're just these small specks of dust, right? And we have the ability to carry on with our lives and our inspirations and our dreams and our relationships and everything. And just, you know, yes, we are fragile, of course, because, you know, things happen, and Mother Nature's pretty intense, can change things in a heartbeat. But our dreams and everything come a lot from the different aspects of astrology. And forgive me if I'm not speaking that well. I know we're still in that shadow period of Mercury retrograde through this weekend, officially cleared up. And maybe it's because I'm a little bit tired, I will admit that. But I want to enunciate the best I can. And the Mercury retrograde does tend to affect my speech, my communication, as an air sign, which is what Mercury retrograde was in predominantly this time, the sign of Gemini, which is all about communication and air, which is what I am. I'm a Libra. So that affects me. It affects everybody, sometimes more depending on those individual, you know, realities of a person's chart. But nevertheless, I don't want to get too sidetracked here. I am super excited about this full moon. I love that it's in your sign, Sagittarius, as it should be. I love the fact that, yes, Mercury retrograde will be completely clearing up by the weekend. We have Father's Day for those that celebrate Father's Day and have fathers and that are fathers. Sagittarius is about adventure, the satyr that points the arrow, you know, and just shoots for whatever it wants, and it becomes a reality. They trust, they have the faith that is unparalleled, you know, they have this innocence about them of just believing it. And that's exactly what creates things for ourselves. When we have the energy and put it out there and fully believe it and feel it. And heaven knows, you know, fire signs are very animated and very vivacious and very spirited human beings. Fire is bright and hot and, you know, and passionate. So we had Jupiter go into Aries, as well as Mars, the ruling planet of Aries, last month. And it will remain there for months. There's a small point where it'll go back, Jupiter will go back into the sign of Pisces from the end of October to I believe the 20th of December, and then back into Aries. This is perfect and beautiful for you. This is your fellow fire sign, Sagittarius. So the momentum is there, the energy, the drive, the leadership qualities, the powerful courage, you know, the desire to make things happen, really. It's, you know, it's the independence, the freedom to speak and feel and do and live our lives in accordance to how we want to do that, you know. That's what this moon's about. And so having said that, I feel like a lot of us will be very much motivated to find our truth, whatever that is, number one. And secondly, go for those adventures, you know. I still feel the sense that I'd felt in the last 2 years of just not being able to do as much as I want. Now, I had a lot of reason for them, and most of them have rectified themselves, as for all of us. But I am a massage therapist, and I love what I do, and I do want to be extra cautious, so I still stay away from like huge crowds so far. But vacation and travel and foreign lands and, you know, endless possibilities also come with this full moon. So I encourage everybody to take the vacation they've been dreaming of, or if not right now, just planning it. It's essential. And if life goes so quickly, and then the next thing you know, you're like, oh, I'm not really feeling up to it because I'm older, or, you know, my energy levels have changed. And so that's going to really be an incentive for a lot of people. And so, yeah, I'm actually, in true form, I have a format. I'm going to be picking your spirited guided love connection, Sagittarius. And I know you have a love for life anyway. You are a very optimistic being. You know, people love you and love being around you. You're fun. You like your freedom and your independence, even within a relationship. But I find that when you are in love or involved, or you have that connection with, whether it be a friend or family member or pet or, you know, what have you, it's real, it's true, and it can be a lifetime, you know. And I see a lot of Sagittarians in my life too, where it starts out as a friendship and then evolves in their time, and a lot of times they're partners. I find a lot of them attract people that are willing and want that very same independence within the relationship, which is perfect. Once again, the law of attraction at its best. I also feel that a lot of Sagittarians aren't in a rush to commit, because there's so much to see in the world, you know, and that's their whole mantra. It's just like, what can I learn? What can I grow and understand and expand in my life? You know, what a beautiful mantra that is, right? Because there is so much to see and so much to experience. And I know a lot of us have experienced way more than we probably wanted to, but this is by choice, is what I'm speaking of. And that's what this initiative is about with this full moon. So let me pick I take that back. Let Spirit help me pick right in front of you your featured love connection for the month of June, okay? And perhaps longer. This could be a person you know already or very much committed to. It could be someone you've never met. It could simply be the energy of this sign that you're feeling very, very strongly. And that's made itself evident in a lot of the readings so far because of the energies that are so prominent, as I mentioned, Aries. And with Aries, Jupiter and Aries, you've got this automatic connection to the 7th house of Libra. and the justice and the fairness and the relationships and the balance and the Venus rule love, magic, fun, money, expansion. It's a beautiful times happen in our lives, beautiful occasions, beautiful energies, but not all the time, and not at the same time, and not in the same way for everybody. But this is a time that I feel unanimously that most of us will really feel extremely happy about this, and extremely encouraged to live our best lives. So your love connection, Sagittarius, for June is going to be interesting. It's kind of on the line, but it's definitely Virgo. Now it's funny because very different. Earth energy Virgo, very structured, although interestingly enough, a mutable sign. So as far as an earth sign goes, I would say Virgo is one of the most adaptable, and open to differences. Maybe not quickly, but certainly willing to go in those directions. And then we have the intelligence, the Mercury ruled aspect of Virgo that's very notable, very much seen on many levels with any Virgos you'll meet. Hardworking, very much about improving themselves first and foremost, and then reaching heights and setting those goals and making those plans and being organized and being detailed and for long-term fruitful results. I'm still tripping over my words, but this is it's really kind of one of those incredible paradox or, polarities that you would normally not think work because of this fiery, ambitious, freedom-seeking, out of the box kind of thought process that Sagittarius has versus the more streamlined, kind of routine, stable, kind of behind the scenes, low-key, maybe prefers to be at home, maybe in their garden. Loves nature. That's something you both definitely would share and appreciate. But you also really just get along because of the fact that you are different. And you tend to ground a Sagittarian, and not in a negative way, not like you're trying to, capture them or, restrain them, but just kind of remind them of, okay, I see your point of view, and then here's mine, and it's different, but it also works, and it can be very harmonious. And the long-term desire to remain friends or lovers or whatever it is very much a part of who Virgos are. So I like it a lot. And what else can I say? Because we did have the very strong influences of these eclipses. The first one that happened, because they always happen in pairs, was in Taurus, the partial solar eclipse on April 30th, and then followed by the full lunar super eclipse in Scorpio, the water element. But Taurus is an earth element. Taurus is also Venus rules, and Taurus and those eclipses are still affecting us. The story is still unfolding, and there's that earth energy that's coming out again. So maybe something really miraculous happened with this Virgo, and they want to in turn share it with you, with your beautiful, optimistic, energetic intelligence, and maybe lend you an opportunity to become a partner in, whether it be work, and like I said, it could be romance, but something that fully intrigues you. This could be the missing link or the catalyst to something extremely transformative to happen to you. Bear that in mind, okay? Or it could just be all just pure fashion love, Somebody comes in you hadn't met, and you're just taken. And you want to spend more time, and you want to evolve together, and you want to understand each other and grow. And that's also very much conducive from this full moon. And then the remainder of the month will be really the influences of this beautiful summer solstice, which happens, of course, every year. with the changing of the sun season from Gemini to Cancer. And Cancer, of course, is a water sign, a very sensitive, loving, emotional sign ruled by the moon. Knowing very well about the changes in the tides and the difference, the different currents, if you will, that occur in life and internally of ourselves. And, just being very perceptive and very sensitive to those things and people and feelings around us, and aware of prophetic things. Dreams come to them, messages, things that are inspiring and things that are needed to be known, and they have these gut feelings and they share them, and a lot of times they're right, and it's like they love sharing that with you. They want to be, they care greatly about people, specifically their family, of course. There's a draw, I think, by the month's end for even you, Sagittarius, to kind of just really maybe stay at home and want to redesign your home, maybe get rid of things, get rid of unnecessary clutter comes to mind, to clear the mind. When your space is clear, your mind is absolutely clear. I found this to be true. I heard it. I believe it now because I made that a part of my life situation, and it could actually use a little more because I did that a year ago, and I'm noticing, things are starting to accumulate again. It's funny how that happens. But there's a softening, and there's a real heart-centered energy when it's Cancer time. And the summer solstice is absolutely about fun once again, and gatherings with family that you haven't seen, and reuniting, and perhaps healing, of course. If there was a rift or something where you hadn't seen a family member, this is the time, and it feels great, And so the new moon will be on the 28th in Cancer, just following this, summer solstice in Cancer season. And new moons are about new beginnings, fresh beginnings, this incentive, this power, this surge that's come into all of us. It's time to really write down exactly how we want the next months to transpire throughout the summer, and before you know it, by the end of the year, right? And so congratulations on that. I love the Virgo once again. I love that combination. I feel like it does cater to the practical things, and a relationship that would cater to that. Like I said, maybe more so about work or hiring somebody new or somebody that can help you in some way. And it would be a mutual admiration society. You both would be able to help each other. That would be the balance and aspect of the Libra influence. And we'll see what your reading says as well. So what I do, for those that are new and watching, I do a format, and it's interchangeable, of course. It never stays the same for too long. But my 4 cards I pick are going to be representing the 4 weeks of June. And what I am doing that's new, which I think I've only done once before, is I pick the Tarot, Oracle, and the divinations right in front of you. And usually I have one deck and the oracles that I'll use for the entire month for every sign. Not this time. I have a whole different feel about it. And I choose to do one right the day of, through my intuition and my gut. And I'm going to go with the light series again, because that's, to me, very important. And the light of the moon will bring in some really beautiful revelations and excitement to, I think, a lot of lives. And so that will be the Tarot divination I use. And then let's see what I can use. I will be finishing with the rune. I am sticking with that for all of us because I'm wanting to memorize the definitions, and it's a long process, but it will happen. I have these beautiful flashcards to help me, but you'll get the message nonetheless. And I pick a beautiful rune from my velvet bag, so stick around for that. And then so for the other, I feel like I do have to go with this. It's just who you are. It's the Manifesto motivation deck, and a particular quote or saying that you can carry with you. Even as optimistic as you are, it never hurts to continue to believe and say the things that will continue to create that energy and just add to your life in so many ways. I do also want to say that I think it's important to watch your moon other than your sun sign as a Sagittarius, your moon, rising, and Venus, if it is different than Sagittarius, because you get a much deeper read. A lot of my clients like to do that, excuse me, my viewers. And then also to say that, what else to say? I had another thought. It's escaping as quickly as it came in. But yeah, so the first week is actually gone. And that's fine. I like it. I do like that. If, you know, I do one reading, I've done it for a while now, where I read because it works with my schedule, but because that's just what works for me. It doesn't have to be exactly on the day. And this way you can see if it resonates right off the bat as to what you have experienced so far the first week, you know, prior to seeing it. But these, you know, these messages and these symbols and these divinations are strictly to inspire and to help us and to support us and to guide us, you know. And what we do with that is always going to be our choice. If you like my videos and you feel so inclined, and I think this super full moon might do that for a lot of you. I really believe that. I'm already starting to see that. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Know that you will not be charged anything. It is strictly and deeply a very supportive thing to do, and it just takes a moment. But it's letting, you know, YouTube know that you like it. They will therefore let me continue to do what I love to do. So it's like a win-win situation. And I very much appreciate it. I really do. And for those that already have, thank you very much. Sometimes it gets unsubscribed. I've noticed that. I don't know why. So if you notice that, I don't know how you would. Subscribe every time. That's perfectly okay too. You know, that's really letting me know that you want to see more videos, and I want to be here for you. So it's perfect. So the first week, what's happened for you thus far, beautiful, beautiful Sagittarians? And what is it that Spirit wants you to know? Okay, the 10 of Wands. Well, there you are. There is the Wands. The Wands represent the fire signs. The Wands represent Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the wands are the things that we use, whether it be our minds, bodies, spirit, whatever the fire needs to do to create. And a lot of times in doing that, we do actually overburden ourselves. Now, this is a beautiful depiction because it seems a little calmer. You do see this bison. I'll just say bison because it could be a bull, but I don't really know. And it has a lot of weight that it's carrying on its back. So normally it would be a person with a bunch of wands on their back. And feeling, you know, a little lean over, you know, the burden is obviously there. And that happens to a lot of fire signs. It happens to a lot of signs. But I think the fire signs tend to just overcommit, maybe over-exercise. And I didn't bring that up, but many Sagittarians I know require some kind of a regimen of exercise. It's extremely healthy for them. And it's not because they want to be, you know, Mr. and Mrs. America or universe. It's because it helps to release this energy that they feel so intensely at times, you know. It's just this natural part of them. So exercise has always been known, I'm not a doctor of course, but exercise is known to release that excess energy. And especially with these eclipses that last, and the memories and the feelings for, not the memories, the messages and the feelings for months. It's a high intense energy, and it certainly was with Scorpio. And you know, it's always there to help us, but it just feels like a lot at times. And I think that's how you came into June. The retrograde probably didn't help a lot of you either. And I know it doesn't ever really hurt, but it does slow things down. And that's not really your highest expectation of what you would like to achieve. So we have to be patient, and we, you know, trust in the process is the best wording I always like to use. And sure enough, then that ends, and we move forward, and then there'll be another one, and we deal with this basically 6 months out of every year. The next one will be at the latter, where the shadow period will start like the 21st of August. So we have time to breathe and to focus on forward movement. And the 10 represents a new cycle. You know, the numerology runs 1 through 9, and when it's 10, you take away the 0 and it's 1 again. You're starting again. You're not allowing yourself, I hope, by this beautiful, powerful energy coming for you, to have fun and enjoy, that you'll put some of your responsibilities away, or you'll request that you'll delegate to somebody else to help. And a lot of times people are happy to help, especially when they're being paid or what have you. You know, I mean, maybe they can use that extra energy of you know, time and, you know, on their payroll. So that's a consideration, another perspective, right? But that's what's going on. You may have felt overburdened. So the exercise, the desire to get away right now is probably stronger than it's been in a long time, and I think it will be. I can't think of the word. I just want to say that I think you're going on vacations. I really do. I think it's going to be a reality for a lot of the Sagittarians and a lot of people. And I do want to say that I mentioned my son is a Sagittarius. I have 2. They're both very incredible in their own right. My other son's a Libra, my other son's Sagittarius, and my son, the Sagittarius, is taking me away for the weekend as a Mother's Day gift that he says will be with his girlfriend and myself. We did it for the first time last year, and I hadn't gone away for over 2 years at that point. Now it's been another year, so I'm ecstatic. And that, it doesn't matter if it's not far or some, you know, France or whatever. I want that too. That will happen. I've already made a promise that I'm going to continue to travel now, at least once a year. So it's true, and that's going to lift some of the burden, you know, at least for a couple days. We'll just be able to just focus on the beach and fresh air and, you know, and good meals and doing all that wonderful stuff and our company. For me, that's really what it's really about. So that's the first one. Maybe you can relate. You can let me know. The second week is, of course, by tomorrow, and that's your full moon. And that will last, like I said, upwards of a couple weeks and longer. And it's gorgeous. It is positive. So let us see what the universe and spirit wants to show with that. I laugh because I love spirit. I love the connection. I love the co-creation. You have the Wheel of Fortune. All my cards are falling. I said it's positive. I'm not just trying to be nice, you know. Not all readings are positive. Sometimes they show us the things that we need to face and the shadowy aspects of things that are very much a part of life, you know, of course. But this isn't the case for you, Sagittarius. It is the Wheel of Fortune that was upright, and it's about the cycles and the seasons and the timing. You know, timing is huge. Now, Saturn is the planet of time. It is the planet of structure. It is pretty much the opposition of who you are, the antithesis, you know what I'm trying to say, of you, Sagittarius. And yet, Saturn has been in the sign of Aquarius since last year and will remain there through next year. Aquarius is pretty much your equal in many ways, Sagittarius, because they are all about Uranus ruled enthusiasm, breaking out of the box. Let's try doing it this way. Let's not do the same old, same old. Let us imagine and then therefore create a new blah, blah, blah. You fill in the blanks, okay? And that's, I see many Sagittarians and Aquarius as friends and in relationships for long term because they get each other and they want that. Saturn is not that. It's the constrictor. It's the one that recognizes time. So, you know, if you want to educate yourself, and I know you do, it's a high philosophy type of higher learning sign that you are, 9th house, you know, just, yeah. And then Saturn being in Aquarius, like I said, that's the mind and the thoughts and technology. Uranus is very much about technology and how we just keep improving on that. And it's for everybody. It's all about everybody. That's what Aquarius is. It's about working en masse, you know, helping the planet. And we need a lot of that. And I love that. But Saturn is there and is, you know, people say, oh, Saturn, come on, man. the sculpture, the one that kind of confines everything and keeps it, structured, and, just takes away as much fun, but certainly not all the fun. because Saturn, in the end, whatever sign it's in, it's usually 2.5 years, you'll get a nice, beautiful little surprise if you have followed through with your desires and your dreams and your wishes to improve yourself. It's all about. It's just wanting you to remember time goes very quickly. You only have so many years in this planet, in this body. So therefore he will steer you from getting too far off the beaten path out of love. And this is showing that, maybe you were at a place, I don't know every single Sagittarius. And yes, as optimistic and beautiful and spirited as you are, you have your times that they don't feel as good. But you always know that that'll change. You always know that the wheel of fortune will come. Whenever you're down, you will be up. And it does work the other way as well. If you've had this incredible fortune for years, there's going to be a time that it's going to have a little bit of a stop. There'll be a change, but it doesn't have to mean you're, ruined. And we're not even going there anyway, because you are going to feel extremely, extremely blessed and abundant and lucky and successful in whatever area you choose. And it's because you're so driven, and you really do care greatly about people and the world. And I think you want to make changes. I really do. So there you go. It's coming back to you. And I don't know. I would love to, like I said, it could be in so many ways. When you put down a lot of the burdens and you release a lot of that and you allow, good, beautiful things happen. The third week is, of course, the summer solstice. And maybe more in tune, and more relations with family are coming into play. Relatives you haven't necessarily seen or talked to maybe coming into town. It's their vacation, coming to see you. You're more inviting. You're more willing to have people come to your home rather than you being out and about. It's love. It's working on that center, the heart chakra. And maybe falling in love, as I said. It's certainly not out of the question. Good heavens. Butterfingers. Well, come to think it, I did make a beautiful new batch of body butter. I do make that now for my business, because as a massage therapist, I use, lotions and things. But 9 of Cups. Cups represent water. Cups represent our emotions. They represent our imagination and our creativity, and, feeling extremely happy and at peace and fulfilled, emotionally fulfilled, and wishes fulfilled is actually the meaning of this. When you combine this with the Wheel of Fortune, there's something notably going to come about. And I don't know how, like I said, I never claim to. Sometimes things come through, but not this time. I'm going to just let you know, when you believe and you open up to receive, miracles do happen. Every moment of every day. This is fabulous. Okay, so we come in thinking, I've just got to stop and just really allow myself to just be and have fun again, and just get out there and do that balance I need to do, because you work hard otherwise, and hard is not always smarter. We know that. But a lot of times I think what you do, you're very passionate about. I don't know that it's not so much hard, it's long hours, let's just put it that way. So that's not happening, and something is going to be fulfilled for you. And it's going to seem like magic. And the Jupiter in Aries is very much about everything I mentioned with the Wheel of Fortune and dreams and wishes coming true, because it only happens every 12 years, but because it's in a fire sign like yours, Jupiter, your Jupiter ruled Sagittarius, it's very, very positive and has good influence over your outcomes and things like these cards are saying. And then the final week, the new moon, you can make these wishes and put forth your intentions and write them down, and just really from the heart once again, because the new moon will be in Cancer, and we will be officially in Cancer season And maybe you want children, maybe you want a family of your own. I don't know, but that just came. A lot of people do. Of course, it depends on what's going on. Oh my gosh. Wow, hands down so far. I know at the beginning, I think it was Taurus. I've said it before. Taurus had all major arcana, and it was phenomenal. It was a beautiful reading. Remember, we had this eclipse, the first one, the solar eclipse, and the eclipses will remain in Scorpio and Taurus through 2023. The next series will be October 25th and November 8th. The 25th will be the solar eclipse in Sagittarius, or excuse me, can't even talk, Scorpio. November 8th will be the new moon eclipse in Taurus. So Taurus is money and it's beauty and it's magic and it's sensual and it's sacred. It's fabulous. And you have the sun. So the summer solstice, the sun, representing, really the Leo, because of this is actually Leo's card, the third fire sign, the brightest star in the galaxy, the sun, is the ruler of Leo. See me, I want to shine, I want to create, I want to just, the artistry, the creativity, the talent. So the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Cups, and the Sun, that's what you can bring about and manifest from this month once you lay your burdens down a bit. Give yourself a chance to have this fun and take on this energy. It's there for you. There's a reason. We get a new moon and a full moon in each of our signs. This is the full moon, and the new moon will be coming around in 6 months. So that you do the math. It might be the November. I don't know. I'm ecstatic. I felt that way. I am sensitive. I am psychic, and I am intuitive. But this is like really, it's really fabulous. So we'll go on to your motivational manifesto message. But that's just beautiful. So congratulations, beautiful Sagittarius. We all have our days, months, lives. So let me put on my glasses because I cannot see. And let me read to you what your specific beautiful saying for the month of June. It says, we do not need to await more resources. We need to act and we will find abundance comes to us. Well, there you go. It just kind of really makes sense. And of course, it has to do with, once again, the law of attraction and how we really, really do create our lives in every moment. And the things we think, to what we say, to what we feel, especially what we feel. And it really kind of culminates this whole reading in a beautiful way. We don't need to wait for more resources. We need to act and we will find abundance comes to us. You're one who acts. You're one who puts that energy forth, okay? You are a fire sign. You don't wait, you do. And so there you go. Fantastic. You might want to take a screenshot. Sometimes people do that and they can just look at it and just remind themselves, oh yeah, that's why I'm feeling amazing. Okay. And it'll just keep happening. And then I'm going to finish, like I said, with your rune now. So I'll pick this beautiful rune. And just know this is what I like to call the cherry on the sundae of the reading. And a lot of times it's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I didn't put that one in there. That's okay. I just used that one, so I wouldn't really want to redo it anyway. And you have, and these are gorgeous amethyst runes. Amethyst, of course, is a very strong stone that has to do with protection, psychic abilities, healing, third eye, just surrounding yourself with this beautiful aura of love and protection, and yeah, information comes through. This is the one I recently, and I don't remember, but it's okay, I will at some point. It reminds me of a couple of things, but it looks like this. And I don't know, I want to say D for some reason, I really do. Let's see if I'm right. I'll find the picture. These are my flashcards that I got from my Sagittarius sun, actually. My kids are great. They really fully support their mom and my desire of metaphysics since I was 12. and dated a Sagittarius who told me what sign I was. True story. It's obviously not right here, so I don't know why, but it's somewhere in here. What in the world happened? I apologize. Let me double check it again. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't see it. You know, this, I think this, no, that was another one. This happened the other day, and I apologize once again for the time. I know your time is valuable. Tinkerlin, here we go. It's P. It's the letter P, which it doesn't look like a P to me. And this is where the memorization really comes in. And one day I will absolutely have it. But otherwise, it looks to me, it could look like a lot of different things. But this is what it looks like for those that can't see it on the actual rune. And the pronunciation is Pertho. Pertho. It's number 14. Now 1 plus 5 in numerology equals, 1 plus 4, excuse me, equals a 5. And 5 has changed. 5 is challenge at times, and challenge is what motivates us and, you know, propels us to the other side or the solution, you know, and everything has a solution. And that's your MO, your modus operandus. Is I'm an optimist because I know we can always accomplish what we need to, and we can always find a solution. The theme is Dice Cup. And the keywords are karma, chance, and mysteries, visions, intuition, and reveal truth. You're all about the truth. The Scorpio energies of these eclipses will absolutely bring out the truth. So be prepared, and I know as a Sagittarius, you want that, you seek that, you give that. And so that'll be very much a part of what's happening for many of us throughout this year, and maybe further on to next year. The magical working, divining hidden facts, occult initiations, like watching this channel, and understanding fate. That's also a part of this beautiful timing, and just it's fated, you know, it's meant to be now. Your turn has come, your time has come. You know, people say, oh, you're so lucky. Well, everyone's lucky in the divine timing, you know. And it does happen. You just have to be aware and appreciate everything, you know. The more you appreciate, the more things come to us. A leap of faith, trust your intuition, all will be revealed. Hidden forces influence the outcome. Roll of the dice, take your chance. And I'm not saying to go out and, you know, gamble, but just some risks are very important. If you don't take them, you will never know. In romance, in, you know, job opportunities. I'm sure all of us have had risks that we questioned and then we're extremely grateful that we took, you know, so that's a beautiful ending to your reading. I'm going to leave it at that. I love that. I love you. I appreciate you being here and, you know, just being a part of my family, as I like to call it now, because that's how it feels and I want it to grow, and a lot of it has to do with you. I thank you for that. Have an amazing, beautiful, abundant month, Sagittarius, and come on back. I'll be here in July, okay? It's going to be here before you know it. So until then, take good care and bye for now.